Clodagh Rodgers, a name that once lit up the world of music, television, and stage during the vibrant and often chaotic decades of the 1960s and 1970s, has passed away at the age of 78. Known to many as the effervescent voice behind the United Kingdom's Eurovision entry in 1971, her legacy stretches far beyond a single contest performance. She was more than a singer, she was a symbol of joy, resilience, and the glamour of a bygone era. Rodgers' son, Sam Sorby, confirmed her passing on social media, revealing that she had been quietly battling a serious illness over the past 3 years. His words carried the emotional weight of not just loss but admiration for a woman who led what he described as an incredible life, one filled with love, laughter, and the type of unforgettable moments that most people can only dream of. Born in Warrenpoint, County Down, Northern Ireland, Clodagh was thrust into a world that was both culturally rich and politically tumultuous. Her family life, however, was steeped in music and entertainment. Her father, a concert promoter, played an instrumental role in introducing her to the world of show business. By the tender age of 12, Clodagh was already mesmerized by the spotlight, standing in front of cheering crowds and imagining with a child's wide-eyed innocence that she was destined for greatness. That very first performance stuck with her throughout her life, not because of the size of the audience or the quality of her voice, but because of the confidence it gave her. As she recalled during an interview on the BBC's Desert Island Discs in 1971, she felt terrific standing there in her new socks, soaking in the sound of applause like it was sunlight. That moment, small as it may have seemed at the time, marked the beginning of a lifelong love affair with performance. By the time she turned 15, Clodagh had left school, setting her sights firmly on a career in music. Unlike many stories of overnight success, her journey was one of patience, grit, and more than a few disappointments. Her father managed to secure her an audition with a record label, and it was there that she was offered a contract, an opportunity that would ultimately shape the rest of her life. The Rodgers family soon relocated to England in support of her burgeoning career. But the road to stardom was not paved with gold from the start. In her own words, she recorded 8 or 9 dud singles that failed to gain traction. Each song was a lesson in humility, a reminder that even the most promising talent needs time, luck, and the right moment to shine. Her breakthrough came with the release of "Come Back and Shake Me," a song that turned her world around overnight. Suddenly, she was no longer an aspiring singer trying to find her footing in a competitive industry. She was a bona fide star. The song soared through the charts, cementing her place in the hearts of the British public. Her popularity continued to grow as she followed it up with other hits like "Goodnight Midnight" and "Bill Joe." She soon became a familiar face on British television, appearing in variety shows and often dazzling audiences with her charisma, impeccable fashion sense, and magnetic stage presence. But it was her selection to represent the United Kingdom at the Eurovision Song Contest in 1971 that marked a high point in her public career. The contest was held in Dublin, Ireland, an especially significant location given the political climate of the time. Troubles were at their peak, and selecting a Northern Irish performer to represent the UK was both a bold and controversial decision. Clodagh, however, took it in stride. Performing the catchy and vibrant number "Jack in the Box," she brought color, charm, and a much-needed sense of unity to a divided audience. She finished in 4th place, a commendable result, but more importantly, her performance became a symbol of hope and cultural connection during an otherwise somber chapter in UK-Irish relations. Her Eurovision performance was watched by millions and helped cement her reputation as not just a singer but a national icon. What followed was a whirlwind of success, hard work, and personal growth. Clodagh Rodgers became a household name, someone who seemed to embody the spirit of her time. Yet beneath the surface of the stardom was a woman juggling multiple roles: performer, mother, wife, and eventually caretaker. She navigated the highs and lows of show business with a quiet resilience that earned her respect among her peers. While she enjoyed fame and fortune, she also faced the personal challenges that often accompany a life lived in the public eye. She was known to be intensely devoted to her family, particularly her 2 sons, who were her anchors through both the storms and calms of life. In later years, she would reflect on the delicate balance between her career and her responsibilities at home, often emphasizing how being a mother grounded her in ways that fame never could. The musical landscape began to shift in the late 1970s and early 1980s, and like many of her contemporaries, Clodagh's time at the top of the charts began to wane. But she never disappeared. She transitioned gracefully into stage performances, acting roles, and occasional television appearances, showing a versatility that kept her name relevant and her artistry respected. She performed in musical theater and appeared in several British variety programs, continuing to charm audiences with her trademark smile and warm personality. Despite the inevitable changes in public taste and the entertainment industry's relentless pursuit of the next big thing, Clodagh never lost her core fan base or her own love for performing. As time passed and she stepped back from the spotlight, Clodagh found peace in the simpler aspects of life. She became more selective in her appearances, focusing instead on her health, family, and the joys of everyday living. Her later years were marked by quiet dignity and a strong commitment to those she loved most. According to her son, she remained the rock of the family until her final days, offering wisdom, comfort, and unconditional love to those around her. Even as her health declined, she maintained her signature grace and humor, facing each challenge with the same spirit that had defined her youth. When news of her passing broke, the outpouring of tributes was immediate and heartfelt. Fans, colleagues, and admirers from around the world expressed their sorrow and shared memories of how Clodagh had touched their lives. Former BBC radio DJ Mike Redd, a longtime admirer, took to X, formerly Twitter, to express his sadness. He described her as a star who shined in many spheres: film, television, music, and live performance. He noted the sheer breadth of her career, reminding the world that Clodagh had not only left a mark in one genre but had made an impact across many. He also paid tribute to her loved ones, including Frank, Louis, and Lavinia, and expressed his gratitude for being entrusted with writing her obituary, a task that surely carried both professional pride and personal reverence. Clodagh Rodgers' story is one of perseverance, passion, and quiet strength. She was a woman who followed her dreams with unwavering determination, who endured setbacks with grace, and who built a life that inspired not only through her public performances but through her private actions as well. In an industry known for its fleeting nature, Clodagh stood as a beacon of longevity and authenticity. Her music may have echoed across stages and through television screens, but it was her sincerity, warmth, and undeniable charm that made her unforgettable. Her passing leaves a void, but her legacy endures, in the songs she sang, the performances she gave, and the countless hearts she touched along the way. She was not just a voice of her generation. She was a woman who lived boldly, loved deeply, and gave freely. As her son so poignantly said, she is now at peace, reunited with those she held dear. But for those of us still here, her memory remains a gift, one that will continue to shine just like she did for many years to come.